How is it to be back in your home state this weekend? How special?
I'm loving it. I've been able to see my family already. I got to play golf with my dad and my brother on Monday. So yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, is it to be a champion in your home state? How significant that? Because I know your family worked in the copper mine and in Safford and things like that. It must be kind of all your dreams come true, I suppose.
Absolutely. I mean, just the opportunity. I have to be thankful for the opportunity to have the chance to accomplish something like this in the state that I'm from. I live 3 hours from here, but every weekend for wrestling, we would come here. And I had some of my most competitive situations in this valley. Growing up, it made me who I am as a competitor. So it's nice to be back.
Awesome. Does it feel an advantage to be there? Does it feel, are you preserving energy? Does it feel more relaxed than it would do normally in a huge fight like this? You've been here and done it before, of course, with Khabib at this level.
The circumstances are quite different. We're not 13 hours ahead, and we got the same food that I'm used to eating, same water that I'm used to drinking. And so, yeah, I can appreciate how normal this one is.
Charles Oliveira has been saying he feels a little bit disrespected maybe by some of your comments. How much respect do you have for him, knowing his story from where he came? I guess it's a tribute to UFC that someone had so many losses that then went on this incredible run.
Yeah, it's clearly a language barrier. I mean, I'm not disrespecting the guy. I have no disrespect for him. I mean, it's inspiring what he's done. I was a fan of this sport. Wrestling through college, he was in MMA, in the UFC, fighting some of the top guys. My criticism is fair. Donald Cerrone, Paul Felder, Cub Swanson, Anthony Pettis. These guys made him quit. They made him go inside and make a choice to quit. That's what happened, and that is not the man that I'm talking about now. I'm talking about a more mature and a more confident man, and I understand that. So I understand that he's much more dangerous, and he's not that guy anymore. But it's deep down in there, and I'm going to show him that it's still there.
And how do you prepare for the levels that you take it to? Because you've been in some serious wars in recent years. Do you ramp up that mindset throughout this week, or is it something you switch on now in terms of, you think of the Tony Ferguson fight, Khabib fight, Chandler fight, the savage wars?
Yeah, I mean, I get a little bit short-tempered because I need to. I don't like stupid questions. That's not a stupid question. I'm not saying that. But,
that's okay.
But like, when someone asks me if I'm ready, like, I just want to slap them and be like, what are you talking about? Of course, I better be ready. Like, I hope so. What do you mean? But yeah, I just, the mindset is natural. This is who I am. There's no issue turning it on for a fight. But relaxing the mind is nice. Yeah, it's been fun. I'm having a good time. I'm loving every part of this.
And we perceive it from the outside, non-fighters who've never been in there, that you guys are raging when you're in there having those wars, but presumably there's a clarity as well. Is that right? It's
the most clear and comfortable that I can ever be. I've never found more comfort in my life, not in bed, in that arena with having all the control is something that I love.
Is that an edge you have over Charles? You think, you're referring to his previous losses, you think that in those moments perhaps that he won't relish that?
We're not talking about that man anymore. This is we're not talking about that kid anymore. We're talking about a man with confidence. And I'm hoping it's slightly false confidence.
Do you have a game plan for how it plays out? Or when you're at this level, when you're both so multi-skilled, is it just tactics, that individual moves that you might try on the night?
I mean, you're not going to try nothing. Everything is precise. Numbers wise, I'm the most accurate striker in the UFC. My shots land and they land viciously. So I just got to stay internal, not allow the crowd, the lights, him to influence anything. And if he can beat the best Justin Gaethje, then props to him.
Are you comfortable wherever the fight takes place, though? Because his argument is that he now feels comfortable in the stand-up, and of course, with that background on the ground that he's so comfortable with.
Yeah, 36 fights. I would hope he's comfortable now on his feet. About time.
Fair enough. Fair enough. One thing he said, Oliveira, is that he would have liked to have given Conor McGregor an opportunity. Obviously, we're in the UK here, and Conor's just over the sea. So there's a lot of interest in him on Sky Sports. Where do you see his relevance to this? Is he relevant? Would you, if you become champion, look at him as a big payday to secure your family and future?
The payday would not be at the top of my list. The ability to make that man disappear from this sport would be at the top of the list. It's a weird situation. After I win this belt, I can say nobody deserves it or everybody deserves it. There's really not a clear, concise pick. I think Makhachev needs to fight Dariush, and McGregor has the same pull that they do because of his star power. So I think all of them are worthy, and none of them are worthy right now.
How confident would you be against Conor, assuming that he does get back to full fitness with that leg?
I would be very confident. Very confident.
Great stuff. And how confident to round up? I know time is pressing.
After I fought Cerrone, I knocked Cerrone out. He picked Cerrone to fight, and you guys didn't do the job and call him like you should have.
Do you think he hasn't been held to account enough then for his choices?
Do you think that was the right choice?
I don't know.
Do you think that was a chicken choice, or do you think that was the choice that you make when you want to be the best in the world?
I don't know, but you would make that choice to
don't
pick.
Know.
But you potentially would make that. Yeah, well, I mean, there are obviously other guys who are ranked higher at the time, but I mean, Cowboy's still going, isn't he? Yeah.
I just knocked Cowboy out 4 weeks prior.
Yeah.
And he picked him. And he picked him, and nobody called him out. Nobody, whatever. So
it'd be a sweet.
I think he's I think he's scared to fight me. I think his coach is smart enough to not let that happen. I remember when was his coach following me around in New York City? Remember that? That was when I fought. So right before I went to the UFC, I was out fighting Luis Firmino or something in New York City, and his coach was following me around. These guys have had their eye on me forever, and they're too much chicken to pull the trigger.
But they'll have to. You'll be the immovable object when you're as champion. They'll have to get through you to be at the top level.
He won't fight me. He'll fight Kamaru before he fights me.
Really? Kamaru Usman at 170?
Yeah, I think he will.
Just because of your kind of your striking, you think that's the key, just mindset?
But if you lose to me, there's only one way to lose to me, and that's by never coming back. Especially with that man, with his confidence, I'll take every piece of his confidence and I'll shove it in the garbage disposal and grind it up for him. That's who I am. That's how I fight. If he knocks me out, then he's right back on the horse. And most likely he won't. And most likely he takes a beating and has to show the world the that he is, that he always has been. He does not have the confidence anymore. He doesn't have the drive to make the money because he's got all the money. So what's his why? His why is to be the cool guy, and that why doesn't take you far in this sport.
I know time is pressing, but finally, do you think your why prevails Saturday night because you become champion, and then is it the start rather than the summit of the mountain?
My why is different. My why is to inspire. I have the ability to inspire the world through a loss or a win. Humans recognize effort. I give max effort. I'm 100% prepared, and I take no shortcuts. And that's what I want to show people. No matter where you're from, you can make the choices and you can get where you want to go.